Hey guys, today I get to discuss a topic that I am glad that I can say I have mostly overcome the challenges that have inspired these thoughts in the first place. And you'll understand what I'm trying to say as I dive into it. And this is going to be called How Your Perception Changes with Low Spirit. Now, anybody who knows me on a personal level will know that I have had struggles when it comes to my state of mind. Like, I have been exposed to some periods in which I was just really angry, or I would be really down, or I would be really sad, or I would have like just the lowest self-esteem possible. And fortunately, like I said, I have overcome a good amount of that. I want to say that I don't get nearly as down as I used to. Like as I have gotten older, I have understand that some things just aren't going to go the way as planned, and I have learned how to react to it more favorably as opposed to letting the stress and frustration get to me. Nah, I have come a long way. And let's see. Let's get to the details now. You tend to be always tired. It's like you always want to sleep, and thus a lot of time gets wasted and you end up regretting it. And this is probably the third time that I make mention in a video about how I just cannot jump out of bed when I get up. Well, today it was kind of excusable because I was sick, and this is the first day I have off in 5 days. So that's why you missed my activity this week more than normal, and it's because my shifts also ended late for my disgrace. And normally by 5-ish or 6-ish, I'm heading out to the gym, and after that is I just go home, take a shower, and go to bed and get ready for war the next day. Additionally, finding pleasure in the stuff that normally appeals to you becomes difficult. For me, I have been filming in my room, and pretty much every single wall have something put up. And I have some Pokemon stuff, I have music stuff, and Mortal Kombat, Devil May Cry, all that. But when I was growing up, I was deep into video games. Like, I would spend a grand deal of my time just playing. I stuck to those main franchises that I mentioned, and Metal Gear, of course. But now, suddenly, I guess this happened after I got my job back in 2013. I just don't play my video games anymore. And if you were to speak to me about them now, I am pretty much a dummy because I stopped at the PS2, the Nintendo 64, the GameCube. That's all I have. And for me, it was a good way to let out a lot of the stress. Like being involved in a world of virtual reality where what you do, or what the character on the screen does, is the response of what you're commanding it to do. So like the interactive experience that it would grant you, that always intrigued me, because I'm like, what if I can change the result of the script? Like movies are probably getting bad raps nowadays because they have yet to establish a way to interact with the audience. And I feel like that would be the greatest revolution that the movie industry would experience. And now that we can get a lot done with our little phones, that's bound to happen soon. I'm pretty much certain that they're working on this technology right now. It may not be exactly the way I'm describing it, or maybe it's going to be much better, but at any rate. Also, you want to feel excited for things coming up, or awesome things and plans that people may make and they involve you, but you just want to curl up and disappear or just be held tightly. I know that's my dilemma a lot of the times. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm going to request vacation from work. And during that week, I am going to work on art or get dust out of my video game consoles, remember the good old days, practice music and all that. But I end up doing nothing because I'm like, gosh, I just suck at inspiring myself and motivating myself to just have fun on my own. It's like I just need to feel the presence of someone that I can share what I'm doing with, because I grew up so solitary. It's like I'm just overall bored, and I'm like, why can't I not be self-sufficient when it comes to that? At any rate, time also tends to move very slowly. It's like it flies when you're finally settling down and maybe even starting to have a good time. But then time is like, nope, your day off is over. You gotta go to bed early. You gotta get yourself ready. Tomorrow's going to be a long day, and nope, forget it. And oh well. Then also the food department, it's like your appetite either is there or it isn't. Like it either knows no limit or it doesn't exist. And thus you experience even a further weakness. It's like, oh, I can't eat a lot because, that'll make you sick. But then if you don't eat enough, you're also going to be sick because you're not going to get your proper nutrients. And, it's like nothing ever comes out right with being down. It's like you cannot even catch a break. You cannot even feel down peacefully because it'll impact you physically. It's like, wow, you never catch a break. And for me as a female, when stuff is finally, working out for me, boom, that day of the month arrives. Also, you will feel like crap and thus look like crap. Like right now, I feel like crap. So my hair is definitely not cooperating. I tried to clip it, but it just didn't work. And it's also kind of humid. It's more on the dry side. The humidity was more present yesterday. But, at least where I'm at, it's like a cave. So humidity takes a while to just leave. And you don't want to have your doors open because you'll welcome intruders that you are not necessarily fond of. So many scars in my skin that can speak for themselves. You also stop trying to look nice. Like, fortunately, I've accepted myself the way I am to where I don't need to work hard on my appearance, but you just have moments of low self-esteem when you're like, wow, I can't even look good either, so at any rate. Also, you always have an I'm ready to go home attitude, like constantly. Sometimes I'm 5 minutes into my shift and I'm already telling my colleagues, you know something? I'm ready to go. And really, it's not because of the job itself. It's just that I feel like I have to catch up on so much rest that I don't get despite going to bed at an appropriate time. It's like you sleep, but you don't rest. That should be impossible. You know, the whole point of sleeping is for you to recharge your biological energies. But for some reason, it's possible for you to go to bed, sleep for 5, 6, 7 hours, and you'll still be tired. And even if you have a perfectly fine diet, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to get the proper benefits. So, you know, it makes you feel like, wow, it's really hard to just be alive. Also, you want to feel glad for the sunshine in other people's lives, like when stuff is going really great for someone. But you're also too jealous internally that it's not you, that it's not happening to you. And it's like, yeah, this is it. This person is getting, you know, hooked up, going well, accomplishing their stuff. I'm gonna follow their lead. But you just can't, because you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm going to be tired as hell to be able to do anything. And, you know, it's like you're just jealous in the sense that you wonder why you cannot also be as privileged to have the amazing experiences that they are having, you know. But then you also, on the bright side of it, you learn to not compare your life to others, because even though they may be portraying success, you don't know what kind of sacrifices they're having to make, and how, in the end, how many of you have never heard of a person who ends up saying, oh yeah, I obtained this success, but the price was big. I had to sacrifice all of this and all of that. I mean, if your dream really will give you the happiness and just sense of accomplishment in your life that you need, then okay, cool, go for it. Like, you have all of my support. But if you look 20 years from now and you're going to regret some stuff, like not having spent enough time with family or with kids or whatever you have, then yeah, you're probably not, you probably want to just not work as hard or invest your time so much on what you're doing. But anyways, you also can't help but turn around and what people say, you tend to make it about you. Like sometimes someone may complain that they don't have enough time to get something done, and then you're like, oh, maybe it's my fault because you're talking to me right now, and you could have been getting so much more done if you weren't here with me. I'm sorry that I'm occupying your time. You know, and then you feel bad, but then this person does not feel bad that you're around because they enjoy your presence. But then you're like, but let's face it, you're losing sleep. You could have been doing more phone calls to the folks so you just don't keep up with, but you say that you want to keep up with. And all that, you know, it's like suddenly you want to say that everything tragic in the world within your proximity is your fault. And that is wrong. And I've learned that. Also, you wish that you meant everything to someone who's not your mom. Like don't get me wrong, the love of a mother is like, it's such an incredible force that you discover that you don't need anything else. And at least for my mother, she's like, the love of my children is what's helped me accomplish a lot. And I'm like, I believe you. Because for me, when I have had the right kind of love in my life, it's like, oh, I feel like Wonder Woman, like I'm a superhero and all that. But anyways, guys, I hope that I made myself clear. I know I seem to get sidetracked a lot. But basically, when you're sad, stuff that people do, stuff that is meant to uplift you, it's hard to miss. And at least in the present, I have learned to be more appreciative toward those that I love. I don't take a single day for granted. I thank everybody for everything, for even calling me, talking to me, checking up on me, hanging out with me, feeding me, just doing things together, and just asking me when I got sick these past few days. Like, everybody was like, how you feeling today? And this and that. Everybody got worried. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm getting better, this and that. And that meant the whole world to me, because I always think that I only have my mother. And sometimes, she's not going to be there to be able to aid me. And it's kind of scared to go about this world just on your own. So that's why I guess sometimes I feel really down, because I'm like, I mean, I don't need to be popular, but sometimes I do have a feeling of loneliness. And it's like the solution for it is to ask too much of someone else when they may not be able to provide that for you, or simply you should just learn to be an independent human being. But I'm sorry, I'm just one of those people who, I could be self-sufficient, but I don't enjoy it. So I don't know, something about being helped makes me feel nice. And all right, you guys, that's going to be it. And yeah, I'll bring a new topic up extremely soon. Thanks for watching.